Hello everyone, myself Jagrutipa Vakela. I am presenting on public versus private sector banks in India. Here is an outline which cover the all topics regarding public and the private sector banks in India. What is bank? Bank is a financial institute that which cover the which accept the deposit from the public and create the credits. The RBI issued the bank license under the Section 22 of the Banking Regulation Act 1949. Bank also provide the financial services such as wealth management, currency exchange and the safe deposit boxes. What is banking? The Reserve Bank of India Act 1934 and the Banking Regulation Act 1949 govern the banking operation in India. Banking services, which means there is a saving and current account, there is a personal loan, home loan, vehicle loan, gold loan, mobile banking, internet banking, or credit card facility, debit card facility. These all types of facilities are included in the banking services, and they are provided by the banks. Here, here is the structure of the banks in India. RBI, Reserve Bank of India, which is also known as the Central Bank of India. Under the heading of the RBI, there is a two categories of the banks. First one is scheduled bank, another one is unscheduled bank. The scheduled bank has a two more further division. First one is a commercial banks, another is a cooperative banks. Commercial banks has four categories. First one is a public sector banks, private sector banks, foreign banks and regional rural banks. Cooperative bank has two categories. First one is a urban cooperatives and the second one is a state cooperatives. Here is a top 12 public sector banks of India. First one is SBI, Punjab National Bank, Bank of Baroda, Canara Bank, Union Bank, Bank of India, Indian Bank, Central Bank of India, Indian Overseas Bank, UCO Bank, Bank of Maharashtra and the Punjab and Singh Bank. Let's get to some information about the SBI, Public Sector Bank, State Bank of India. SBI is initially known as a Imperial Bank. The Imperial Bank was nationalized under the State Bank of India Act 1955, which was passed on the 1st July 1955. The Imperial Bank was amalgamation of the three banks. First one is a Bank of Bengal, Bank of Madras and the Bank of Bombay. SBI is headquartered in the Mumbai, Maharashtra. Total number of the branches is 22,141. Its total ATM is 58,555. His channel name is Dinesh Kumar Khara. Website name is sbi.con.in. Let's get some information about the top 10 private sector banks in India. HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Axis Bank, Insan Bank, Yash Bank, Kotak Mahindra Bank, Federal Bank, Jammu and Kashmir Bank, Lakshmi Vilas Bank. Lakshmi Vilas Bank is now in current. Private sector banks, Axis Bank. Axis Bank is initially known as a UTI Bank. Nowadays, the third largest sector banks in India, offering the entire spectrum of the financial services for the personal and the corporate banking. It's headquartered in Mumbai, Maharashtra. Its total number of the branches is 4,050. Total ATM is 11,801 and the cash recycles is 4,970. Its website is www.axisbank.com. The Axis Bank provides the services to the large and the mid-cap corporation, MSMEs, agriculture, and the retail businesses. Let's move on the difference between the private sector and public sector banks in India. Here we are taking the public sector as a SBI and the Axis Bank as a private sector. Public sector is owned by the people. Another side, private sector is owned by the private lenders. Here is interest rate is less, interest rate is higher, highly secured because they are governed by the government of India. It is a less secured because it is owned by the private lenders. Loan sanction work may take long time because it may be 7 to 8 days. Another side, loan sanction work may take less time, maybe 2 or 3 days. Public sector banks are not completely well equipped as compared to the private sector. Private sectors are well equipped with all kinds of contemporary tools and techniques. Public sectors are known as a nationalized bank. Private sectors which under Negotiable Instruments Act but under the private management. Public sector raise the money by the taxes, duties and the fees because they are governed by the government of India, and the government of India impose the taxes on the products and the services so that they can raise the money by the taxes. Another side, they raise the money by the issuing share and debentures. They are governed by the private lenders. They cannot impose the taxes so that they are raise the money by the issuing shares in the market. Here, there is a job stability. In the private sector, there is a no job stability. They gives allowances, retirement benefits and the provident funds, etc. They gives the growth spirit, self-grooming to employees. Here's growth spirit, which means the when employees complete the task in earlier time, then he will be or she will be rewarded by an award, and if she or he has a special skills, then it is also evaluated in the private sector banks. Public sector banks are governed by the public public so that it is a promote the economy of the state. The private sector is generally focused on the rapid generation of profit. They are working for the government. They are working for the customer base also. They are working for their improving their only goodwill. In the public sector, they invest a lots of time in the employees training. Another side, they are believe in hands-on experience. If you have qualification and if you have experience about the banking regulation, then you can join the banks. Any public, not public, you can join the private sector bank. They have a slow growth progression. Private sector has comparatively career growth is fast as compared to the public sector because they everyone is in rush of the own prospect. Here, promotion based on seniority, promotion based on the merit. Public sector, in the public sector, hike is a salary is a low. In the private sector, if you work well, then you expect a good rise in salary. Let's move on the interest rate of the both the banking banks. First one is a SBI and another is a Axis Bank. If you deposit some amount in the public sector bank for the period of the 7 days to 45 days, you get the 5.75%. Whether you deposit in the Axis Bank for the period of the 7 to 40 means here 65%, then you can see here Axis Bank gives you more interest rate in the depot on the deposits. Here is a some percentage. Here is a figure, some figure about the personal loan, home loan, education loan, and the gold loan. Here, when when public sector gives a personal loan, its interest rate is a 9.60%. Axis Bank gives on the personal loan rate is a 10.49%, which is second lowest in the world banking system. First one is a HDFC Bank, which is gives personal loan on the lowest interest rate. Home loan. Home loan means when you want to buy a new home and the bank is giving us some facility to purchase own home through the loan, then public sector gives you interest rate on the home loan is a 6.95% to 7.35%. Another side, Axis Bank gives you 6.90 to 8.30%. Education loan. When you want to study for further in the uh, foreign or otherwise you want to further study, you want to go abroad, then public sector gives you 9.75 interest loan on education. And another side, private sector banks means Axis Bank gives you education loan at a 8%, same as gold loan. SBI gives you 7 to 7.50. Then another hand, Axis Bank gives you 5.05% to 7.95. In the gold loan, public sector banks gives you lowest interest rate on the gold loan. Here is a growth and deposits of the both the banking SBI and the Axis Bank. Here is a growth of SBI is a 7% in 2020. SBI is reported that total deposit of over 32 trillion Indian rupees and increase from the previous year. Its total revenue is a 3,68,10.649 crores US dollar 52 million in 2020. Total equity is at 2,50,167.6630 crores US dollar 35 billion in 2020. Axis Bank growth is 6% in 2020. Total deposit grew by 90% on quarterly average balance. Its total revenue is 80,057.67 crores US dollar 11 billion. Now see here NPA, non-performing assets. A non-performing assets, which means loan or advance for which the principal interest payment remained overdue of the period of the 90 days, which is known as a non-performing assets. Here is a SBI's gross NPA 5.28. Another side, Axis Bank gross NPA is a 5%. So you can compare this data and see here the SBI has the much more NPA as compared to the Axis Bank. Not only the Axis Bank, in the among all the public sector banks, SBI has highest NPA in public sector banks. Conclusion is private sector is superior as compared to the cost and efficiency, and its greater competition leads to more improvement and the more innovative products. uh, m- many people has a trust on this day is also on the public sector banks like SBI, but nowadays Axis Bank can try to compete this SBI through the well equipped manner and technology. In any banking system, no banks, public or a private, can survive unless it continuously strive to transform into a organization into a self-governing, self-correcting, and the self-adjusting. And now, thank you everyone.